The one big question we get all the time in our office is, what is HAFA? So I'm going to turn that one right over to you.
Okay, let's back up a minute. We don't want to talk about HAFA yet. Let's talk. Let's talk about the presidential directive that has come out called Making Home Affordable, okay? You can go to the website, and I ask anytime someone needs a loss mitigation option or answer, start with only reliable resources. MakingHomesAffordable.gov is your reliable resource. HAMP. HAMP stands for Home Affordable Modification Program. You're asking, why are we talking about modifications when we're interested in short sales? Because you have to be able to qualify under HAMP before you can be determined if you're eligible for HAFA. So some of the qualifications under HAMP, which you can find on that website, MakingHomesAffordable.gov, is it your primary residence? Is your loan under $700,000 and some thousand? Was it obtained prior to January 1st of 2009? Then there's another section on there where you have to calculate your debt-to-income ratio. This is a lot of information. If you go to that website, it will set it out for you very easily. But here's the key with that additional factor. Your debt-to-income ratio has to be greater than 31%. The way that's calculated is you find out who is responsible under the promissory note. And then what happens is you take those individuals' combined gross monthly household income and you do the multiplication. Again, there's a calculator on the website. Go ahead and work through it. If you find you are eligible under HAMP, then you can be considered for what's called a HAFA short sale. HAFA stands for Home Affordable Foreclosure Alternative. Now, there's a lot of benefits if you can go through a HAFA short sale. If it's determined that it is your primary residence, HAFA deals exclusively with your first lien. So a lot of people out there have 2 liens, some have 3. HAFA deals exclusively with the first lien. HAFA requires that you settle out with your second lien holder. And if you do that, you're able to go forward with the HAFA short sale. And the benefits of the HAFA short sale are they will pay a relocation fee up to $3,000. They also agree to pay $6,000 to your second lien holder. We didn't talk about the ramifications of a short sale, but let's kind of segue a little bit to talk about the fact that we're here in Florida, and Florida is what's called a deficiency state. That means in the event you do not pay your lender in full, the lender has the ability to come after you for a period of up to
5 years.
5 years.
After the foreclosure lawsuit is done.
And so what that means is we try to settle everything all at once. That means you release the lien. There's 2 important documents when you're involved in a loan. The first one is the mortgage. The second one is the promissory note. When we submit to a short sale lender, we are asking them to deal with both documents. A lot of the times when you submit an offer to a short sale lender, they are willing to accept whatever you offer them to just release the lien of the mortgage. They don't want to deal with the promissory note because they expect that they'll be able to come after you and get a money judgment against you in the years to come. So what happens is we try to settle everything all at once. Under HAFA, this program requires that the short sale lien holder provides a full release. That means they cannot come after you in that 5-year time period. And the result of providing you with a full release means that you're going to be issued a document called a 1099-C, and that document will be sent to the IRS because the amount of money that is forgiven, and we can talk about this more in depth, forgiven will be reported to the IRS as income.
And I guess let me cut in here real quick on you. I didn't mean to do that, but that goes into one of the negative effects of a short sale.
Absolutely.
And one of the big things that people are asking us and always want to know is, well, if I do short sale my property, am I still going to be responsible for that difference? Or is the IRS going to send me a 1099-A or a 1099-C? Okay. Can you go into a little bit of thing about a little bit of, I guess, well, I'm not asking for an answer to the question. I'm just, what are the negative consequences of a short sale, I guess, is if you're going to ask it generically.
Okay.
Thank you.
I want to interrupt just a minute and talk to you about the A and C, because you mentioned the
That's
difference.
right. Yeah,
okay?
I'm sorry I didn't explain that. Yes.
Okay. Now, we talked about our 3 categories, your real estate agent, your lawyers, and your tax professional. So I'm not getting into this category 3, but I just want you to understand that there is a difference between a 1099-A and a 1099-C, and this is very important, because the litigation attorneys of our firm are of the opinion that in the event a short sale lender issues you a 1099-C, C stands for cancellation of indebtedness. That would provide you with a defense in the event this lien holder decided to come after you at some point in time in the future. Now, if you're issued a 1099-A, and A stands for abandonment, and
Big
they
difference.
can still come after you for the difference. So that's very important.
Correct.
Now, in a perfect world, if we could get a short sale to go through and it be the best, the absolute best result, the best result you're going to get is, and we're going to use a hypothetical.
Please.
You owe, we're going to say you have 1 lien. You owe the bank $100,000. Your property is worth $60,000. So when you get an offer on the property and then you take all of the costs that go into closing the short sale out of the $60,000, we're going to say that the bank is going to get $50,000. Now the bank is going to say, okay, we'll take $50,000. And they're going to use that $50,000 again to just release the lien of the mortgage. They're not going to address the promissory note with you because they think they're going to be able to come after you for the remaining $50,000. So what we do is we say, what about the remaining $50,000? And then we argue back and forth and we negotiate, and ultimately the bank will say, fine, we will release our deficiency rights to go after you. But the bank is required to issue a 1099, and then we hope that it will be a 1099-C, because that will stand for the cancellation of the indebtedness. And then the 1099-C, the $50,000 that we're using in our hypothetical, will be reported to the IRS as income. When that happens, you will need to go ahead and consult with that category number 3, your
Correct.
tax professional, so that you know you didn't go through a short sale now only to find out you owe the IRS tax liability based on the income from the 1099-C.
Yeah, as a follow-up to that, we have a lot of people who come into our office who have loss carry-forwards. So that I say to them, you know, you're going to get a 1099 on this. I don't worry about that because I've got so much in losses that it won't be a problem. And I said, great, take that to your CPA or your tax professional
Right.
and get an opinion on that, because we're not going to do that.
Right.